Play ball.
If they don't win, it's a shame. It's 1, 2, they fight you out of the old ball game.
What's up, guys? Tito Round Trippers here from Abraham Drinking with another edition, Tito Talking Trot. Today, we're going to focus on the 2024 amateur draft. Some programming notes here. We are Abraham Drinking. Follow us, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Several other programs on the channel. Got the Mental Ward, currently running at 6 p.m. on Sundays, every Sunday, with Jimmy Ward and Jimmy Ward from the Rubber Room. Ray Highclack Show, Sunday evenings. Coffee with Tree, Sunday mornings. And, of course, what started it all, general content, funny podcast, the Abraham Drinking Show from the Lincoln Lounge, usually. And it will be tomorrow from the Lincoln Lounge, Mondays at 6, every Monday at 6 p.m. So, in the last episode, I mentioned that I was really excited about the 2024 draft. That kind of got me thinking about this coming episode now, and might as well tell you where you can find these guys in the minors and stuff and give you some updates. So, to set the scenario, a quick recap. We won the draft lottery. Gotta love Major League Baseball. It's the only sport where you can go about 500 and win the lottery like that easily. So, started with Travis Bazzana in the first round, first overall. Our sandwich pick was Braylon Doty, already the 12th and 9th, respectively, in the two major prospect rankings nationwide, in our Guardian system. Struck out 99 in 85.1 innings for the Carolina League champion Lynchburg Hillcats. So we're excited to see what he can build on that. And obviously, I'm going to go back to Bazzana, since he's sort of the headline, but he sort of speaks for himself. Most casual fans are well aware of his body of work and general upside and accomplishments, and he'll be in the bigs at some point this year. I'm really hoping that between Bazzana and Brito, we don't need to do nearly as much mixing and matching in our infield this year, which would be a huge plus, because inevitably there's going to be degrees of mixing and matching at outfield and at times first base. So hoping that Brito and Bazzana can sew up the keystone for us at least. But anyway, I digress. Back to this draft. Now, the 2025 draft we just had, we loaded up on power hitters, hopefully, or at least perceived future power hitters. And that was a great one, too. Maybe I'll get to that in a later episode. But as I mentioned last week, baseball's a slow burn a lot. So I'm really excited just because of all the pitchers. And oftentimes it's 2 years removed from the draft class that a lot of stuff starts happening with these prospects. So Cozart, catcher from NC State. A lot of people think that Cooper Ingalls, our catcher of the future. Not to mention, we're hoping we don't need a catcher of the future. Bo Naylor did have a pretty strong stretch run compared to other parts of his season last year. We'll see. He did close strong, but either way, Cooper Ingalls, we're in good shape with catching depth. Even in this draft, we took another catcher. I'll get to him. He's about the last guy on this very list. But going down to the third round, Joey Oakie, hopefully the steal of the draft, high school kid out of Iowa. $2 million bonus. I'm no master baseball salary accountant by any means, but that's good for a third rounder. And I think a lot of the reasons that we were able to throw around bonus money a bit willy-nilly, if you will, in these juicy rounds like 3 through 7 is because we zeroed in on Bazzana, and it was a known fact that Condon, even Caglio and some other people we were considering were going to demand more bonus money than Bazana. So it's really a complicated game, the amateur baseball draft. So I believe we were sold that ultimately Bazana could be the best player, and especially we were intrigued by his premium position. It's hard to believe that a true second baseman had never been drafted first overall till Bazana, and it was high time. So I'm glad we took Bazana over these other guys, and especially just as a cherry on top, not only did we feel he was probably our best fit long term, despite Nick Kurtz's great rookie season and all that stuff, but all the bonus money it freed up for people like Oakie. These high school kids, you got to give them more bonus money because they can use the leverage of juicy college offers, especially now that there's NIL money. So really got to bring it, and we did. So, hey, at least in the draft, don't call us cheap, because we gave our third-round pick a $2 million bonus, and again, I'm pretty sure that's pretty above average. Somewhat small sample size, 24 innings at Lynchburg, 2.22 ERA. Too many walks, but hopefully can work on that. And even if he can't, if you can manage to have that low of an ERA while still being average at best in control, that's fine. However you get your outs. In the fourth round, it was Rafe Schlesinger, a lefty from Miami. And, just other people to get to and stuff. We're still a little mad at a lot of Hurricanes up here because of that playoff game. But lefty out of Miami, first college pitcher drafted, so I'm sure we thought pretty highly of him. That's what I really like about this draft is how we feathered the different levels. Doty and Oakie are hotshot high school kids. We're going to see them right down the road from where I'm shooting this at Lake County this year, and that's going to be exciting. And then you got your Rafe Schlesinger, Aiden Major. I think Caden Favors was a college guy too in the higher levels. Maybe not so high for Favors, our sixth-round pick, but Schlesinger and Major will be at Akron and hopefully Columbus this year. And then you've got Doty and Oakie. Again, this is all dealing in pitching. Will be in Lake County by the dog days of summer. And I can't wait to see Oakie in particular and Doty pitch at Lake County. Wouldn't really shock me if Braylon Doty started the year at Lake County. Let's say that's 60-40. And then as far as ETAs for Joey Oakie, like I said, by the dog days of summer, he'll be in Lake County. So if you're local to the Cleveland area, that's where you'll be able to catch those kids. And again, Schlesinger and Major will probably be at AA Akron for the majority of the year. Now, Caden Favors, our sixth-rounder, I saw pitch a lot at Lake County. 25 starts, 108 innings. Believe it or not, in today's game, that's 4.1 innings a start. That's good. That's pretty good for A-ball with today's game and A-ball and how they like to bring these kids' arms along slowly. So hopefully, if nothing else, sixth-round pick, future innings eater, fourth starter guy will complement other kids from the draft with higher upside. Well, so that's the pitching factory. And I didn't even list picks 3 through 10. There were a couple of deep cuts I wanted to get to. So I didn't list the whole pitching rundown, but Doty was the sandwich pick, compensatory or whatever, between rounds 1 and 2, and then rounds 3 through 10, the 2024 amateur draft, all pitching. Starting with Oakie, started the run, Schlesinger, Major, Favors, and then still 4 more gentlemen I didn't even list because we're going to keep this kind of brief. And moving along to the 13th round, Bennett Thompson played his college ball at Oregon, obviously a college baseball powerhouse. Immediately knew to watch him and be intrigued because we already have excellent catching depth in our system between how well we regard Bo Naylor and then moving on down to Cooper Engel and just that draft earlier, taking Jacob Cozart out of NC State. So this Bennett Thompson hit .302 and slugged .460 for the captains. He was there for about 75 games, so by minor league standards, a little less than half the year. But a pretty substantial sample size, and even by upper A-ball standards, just great offensive numbers for a catcher, 302, and batting average and slugging 460. And then the 14th round, Ryan Cesarini. Now, Bennett Thompson in the 13th, I knew to zero in on and watch because of just the draft and logistics of, wow, we thought highly enough of him to go back to the catching well that soon. Because remember, with going pitcher round 3 through 10, by the time we took Bennett Thompson, he was only the 5th player we took. So, yeah, he was our 13th rounder, but only our 5th hitter, position player. So I knew to keep an eye on him, and then Cesarini caught my eye at the ballpark, right there at Classic Ballpark. He had a great year for Lake County. 292, 373, 469 slash line, 842 OPS, on base plus slugging. The real buzz stat that sort of replaced batting average, just a quick go-to. So all very encouraging numbers for a high school kid at upper A ball, 19 years old. So a lot to be excited about from that draft. And in the future, I will get into this year's draft where most of those guys will be at Lynchburg or rookie ball to start. So sort of figured we'd give you guys some winter warmth and assure you that there are some good prospects up ahead and all that good stuff. As far as since the last episode, 2 or 3 Sundays ago, I don't believe I have any transactional news other than Carter Keyboom, which, whatever, 28 years old. We're hoping he's a post-hype, which means after he was a bust guy. He was in the Nationals organization. He's big leaguer. I don't know how much we paid him, but definitely sort of a grasping straws, lower end flyer. And yes, all the Holderman and Armstrong, I had already told you about those bullpen signings. So the only real transaction to report is Keyboom, which whatever, the ultimate low risk, virtually zero risk. We didn't have to trade for him. We're not paying him nothing. But he probably won't move the needle, especially as excited as we are about some other infielders in our organization. And that's about all for this week, guys. We might still make a minor off-season move. We may not. Just glad that we didn't trade Gavin Williams or Stephen Kwan. And I think next Sunday, because again, the playoff football games don't start till 3:30. So I'll be joining you guys live next Sunday again with hopefully a little more report as far as who's getting invited to spring training and this and that. Oh, Travis Bazzana, we kind of knew it would happen, but since the last time we talked, Bazzana was formally invited as to our big league spring training. Kind of knew that would happen, but still always nice to see that in print. So let's see what DeLauder, Valera, Bazzana, and Brito can do in spring training. Excited to follow these kids around our system from the 2024 draft. And that's about the size of it. Thanks for tuning in. Again, we are Abraham Drinking. Catch our other shows, The Mental Ward, Raymond Highclack Show, Coffee with Tree. And that's it. Go Tribe. Till next time.
Play ball.